So it is January 16th, 2020, and we're doing a forensic document examination here. So there's a letter that's been doing the rounds on the internet, and we're here at, as you can see, afak.tv. This is an Arabic language website. And here's the letter, supposedly from the Office of the Chief Management Officer of the Department of Defense, the Pentagon. And the letter says to the Honorable Bennie G. Thompson, Chair of the Homeland Security Committee, House of Representatives, 2432 Rayburn Building, Washington, D.C. And it's a FOIA request. And what information are they asking for? They're asking for, says, Dear Congressman Thompson, this is in response to your January 10th Freedom of Information Act FOIA appeal concerning Iran's missile strike on the US Ain al-Assad air base in Iraq on January 8th and its subsequent damage and casualties. The following details: examination of the US base here by DoD Special Investigative Team concludes the following: total number of casualties 285, 139 deceased, 146 injured, extensive damage 15 helicopters, 1 Blackhawk, 2 cargo ships, 3 Predator drones, extensive damage, etc., etc., air traffic control tower, bases, runway. Okay, now some of this has already been reported in the news. The runways, etc., damage to the barracks, that's been reported in the news. Base command center, yes, that's been reported. There hasn't been any specifics regarding helicopters or cargo aircraft, not on drones either. They're all reported to have landed after the strikes, hours after they landed the drones back at the base. Total number of casualties, that has not been reported. Okay, this is signed James P. Hogan. This is Chief DoD FOIA Policy Officer, James P. Hogan. Okay, there's the letter. Have a good look at that, okay? Take a look at that. Okay, now this letter is being passed around. It's now been laundered through another alternative media website called Sign of the Times. That's sot.net. There it is again, but they've dropped it into an article, serialized the text, and they put an image there. And they're asking their readers, is this real? Apparently they've tweeted Bennie G. Thompson here, and he said that my office did not receive a letter from the DoD, nor have I written to the Department of Defense on this topic. The letter online is fake. Okay, that's what he said on the 15th. That's just this evening in the U.S. Okay, so he says it's fake. Okay, we actually checked out this document a few hours ago, and we also we not only know it's fake, we can show you it was a forgery, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, we've also debunked the Christopher Steele letter from GCHQ, from Boris Johnson as well. We did a forensic document analysis on that last year and totally debunked it. So let's see here. So the first thing you got to do, you look at this here. Okay. So what do? You do a Google search for other images for the Department of Defense, maybe FOIAs. Okay. So in fact, I just put James P. Hogan letter right here in Google. Have a look there. James P. Hogan letter, and lo and behold, as if by magic, there is a letter here, and it's up on Wiki Commons. And normally, if it's a forgery, you'll know straight away, because normally they go and they grab the first thing they can find to try to forge the signature online, and then they copy and paste it into some sort of a letterhead format. So here's a James P. Hogan letter. There's the signature there. Looks kind of familiar. Looks pretty similar. The formatting is similar, but not the same. I'll show you. Okay, let's look at the fake letter here. Well, you don't know it's fake yet, but we'll show you. So as you can see, the date here on this one that was supposedly sent a couple of days ago, that is, the text is flush left. Now if we look at the one on Wiki Commons, the date text on the right hand side is actually flush right. And normally with government departments there's formatting with fonts, with letter formats, so if it's coming from the same office, chances are that the letters are all templated and they don't normally change their formatting. So there's indentation here on each paragraph, yes, that's fine. So let's go back and look at the fake. Yeah, they've copied the indentation. So they've done a pretty good job. They've done a pretty good job here at mimicking the formatting. Okay, so that's, but this is a blue letterhead, as you can see, and this is not characteristic. There's a blue letterhead, and if you look closely, you'll see there's some moire, which means possibly that this has been copied and pasted here. Where the blue is, you can just about see some what they call moiring around the edges here. So that's inauthentic. That means that they might have found this, pasted it in here, changed the color slightly. Okay. Plus, on the Wiki Commons, the original here, this is dated 2013. This is in black and white, and you can see it's very crisp. The logo is rasterized, so unlike this fake here, it's a bit blurry, not crisp, it's in blue. Straight away, potential problem there. Okay, let's also look at the format here in the first paragraph. The FOIA request dated December 31st, 2012. This is a real document, so you can see they've stated the date in the first paragraph. That looks like standard procedure for a FOIA request. Okay, and now it was requested on the 12th, 12/12, December 31st, 2012. It's delivered on June 17th, 2013. Okay, that's 6 months difference, 7 months difference between when the request was made and when it was delivered. Okay, what we're looking at with the fake here, this is requested on the 10th, delivered on the 13th. 3-day turnaround for a FOIA request. I'm sorry, but that would be probably a world record. So that straight away and they don't mention the date in the same way that they did on this one. Specifically, they say your request was dated such and such December 31st, 2012. Here it says this is in response to your January 10 Freedom of Information request. Again, doesn't follow letter formatting that we've seen in other FOIA requests where they do the long form date after they've said what the request was. And you said you've requested it on December 31st, 2012. That doesn't appear on the fake. Okay, so straight away, then I'm looking at these two and I'm thinking to myself, well, the one way we'll be able to tell straight away whether this was forged is if we look at the signature. So what I did here is I will copy the signature. I'll just take a quick screenshot of that. I'll copy that one and I'll go over here to the fake. This is the Iranian missile strike FOIA request. I'll do a screenshot of that signature as well. So I've screenshotted them both, and then I'll pull them both into Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so there we go. That's the real one from Wiki Commons from 2013, James P. Hogan, that signature. And then we have this is the fake, the new one, the Iranian missile strike. That's dated January 13th. Okay, James P. Hogan, same guy. So let's now see if the signatures match. And what I'm saying is, yes, they would match on a normal signature, but let's say if they really match. In other words, the thickness is the same, the proportions the same, the position of all the letters, the strokes, the anomalies within the strokes are matching. So let's bring in both. Okay, on the top here we have the one from Wiki Commons from 2013. I'm betting that's the that's the real one. So below here, this is the new Iranian FOIA request. It was delivered in 3 days. James P. Hogan. So what I'll do is on the top one, I'm just going to lower the opacity slightly. As you can see, I'm making that lighter. Okay. The reason I'm doing that because I'm going to attempt an overlay. So now I'm going to Right, so now I'm going to drop this down. So I'm moving here. This is the 2013 James P. Hogan signature, which I think is, obviously it's an official document. It's cached. And below is the one on SOTNet. Okay, and I'm going to drop those down on each other, and I'm going to have a look at those. Okay, let's do some fine-tuning. And as you can see, this looks like an absolute perfect match. Okay, I'll just point a few stroke anomalies out to you. We have thickness right here on the top of the G, surname Hogan. That thick stroke is the same on both. Here, thick stroke, and I'll raise the opacity again on the top, thick stroke. So as you can see, I'll bring that below. I'm moving the Wiki Commons 2013 signature here. Very, you can see the same thickness in the stroke. So, I mean, that doesn't just happen. We see the same anomaly here on the A, even with a little break at the top left side of the A circle. There's a break there too. So, pretty much, it's a pretty safe bet we're looking at the same signatures. I'll just do that again to show you and get it into position. Have a look for yourself. I mean, look at that. So that's the same signature. So I think what they've done here, they've copied the signature from 2013 letter that I showed you here on Wiki Commons. Here, they copied that and they pasted it into here, the signature. So it's James P. Hogan, same signature, and then they forged the body text. And it looks like they forged the letterhead too. I mean, that was an easy one to catch. This dodgy blue letterhead here that they're trying to pass off as DoD. No, it'll be a very tight rasterized logo here. Now, it could be wrong. The font's different here on this DoD. You can look. That's a sans serif font, Department of Defense, 1155 Pentagon. That's sans serif. There's no footing on that. And again, we look here. This is looks like copper plate font, very popular font here. That's got a slight serif on it. Of course, these look like very different fonts, and you can tell just by looking at DC. You see, I'm pointing there. Again, yes. So look at that. That is not the same font as this. That's a fat DC, different font. So we've got, I'll point out all the anomalies. So we've got the signature. We've got a different font on the letterhead here. We've also got the date is unrealistic. 3-day turnaround from January 10th request to the 13th on a FOIA, no way. And it's, the turnaround time's impossible. On the real document, that's 7-month turnaround time. Let's say if it was Homeland Security, it might be, a month, but, not 3 days. I'm sorry. And then the left hand here, this is justified left on the fake. On the real one, the date's justified on the right. Okay. So yeah. So there's a few anomalies there. So basically, this is a fake sign of the times. There it is. Fake Homeland Security FOIA request claiming this. There's 285 U.S. casualties. Okay. Now, is it possible this could be true, but the letter could be fake? Of course, it's always a possibility. But I'm telling you now that this is a forgery. They've lifted the signature from a 2013 document, which is right here. Same signature, lifted and dropped in for what looks like a forgery, as far as we can see. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. There it is. So James P. Hogan, FOIA request, fake.